What, if I can ask, what led to the divorce? Was it the business? What? Because y'all were together for 5 years.
Yes, and I learned a valuable lesson.
Okay.
So he was the first person that did not cheat on me.
Oh wow. Okay.
I felt like he was completely loyal to me. Like I never had a question about that, and we got along well, and we did well with finances, right?
Okay.
So, young little old me, that's not enough.
Hold on. Gotta speak for the men. So you sitting here telling me that money was fine, he loved you right, he wasn't cheating on you. What the fuck?
At ease, brothers. I want to talk about a particular thing today, man, because I want to help a number of men. And even though I know a chunk of you brothers are going to understand this already, there's still a chunk of men that don't understand a certain thing about the dynamic between men and women, right? And I'm saying that because, I heard the stat that I want to say it's like 20% of men still are the ones entertaining 80% to 100% of all the women, which means there are still a lot of men that are in the dark about a certain thing, right? And the reason this subject even came to my mind, man, is because I have this brother that I follow on Instagram. Been following him for a couple of years. Don't know him personally. Don't even know when I started following him or why, but we follow each other, man. And I noticed something about this brother a long time ago. Brother is he's a handsome man. He's well put together. He's fit. It seems like he has a good career. It seems like he would make a good husband, good morals, just an overall sound guy. Sound guy, man. You would think this guy would have, no problem getting women. But his posts are always coming from a place of like, I don't understand why women are like this. I don't understand why women aren't attracted to this part of men, or he's pretty much saying, I don't understand why I can't get women, is what he's really saying. And if you look in his comment section, man, it's nothing but baddies. His followers are nothing but baddies, man. And they're sitting there commenting like, yeah, you're right, and da-da-da, you go, go. And I'm like, at some point, it's gonna match up in his mind where it's like, if all these baddies are supporting what I'm saying, then why can't I get any of them? I'm saying the brother has baddies. I've even gone in his collection and done some fishing myself. He got some baddies in there, bro. But it's like at some point in time, it's got to click. Like, why aren't these women that are supporting my cause interested in me? And it's like, man, it's because there are some elements of the dynamic that a lot of men just don't understand. And it's easy for me to use the word toxic for lack of a better word. But in some cases, toxicity is what it is. A lot of women, I can easily say a lot of women like toxic men, and that's a fact. But if I'm honest with myself, toxic people like toxic people. Toxic people like toxic people. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, kind of like the scenario with the sister I posted at the beginning of this video. A lot of women say, I just want a man that's gonna do this, help me with this, provide all this stuff. Even when a man does this stuff, there's still gonna be an element that's missing. And I'm using the word toxic, but it's not always toxic. It's levels to it, and I want to work my way down to it. But a lot of it is toxicity. A lot of it is people say they want a certain thing, but when they get a certain thing, it doesn't match up with their true energy. It doesn't match up with who they are. And you hear a lot of women saying, I want a woman doing. You hear a lot of men saying it, brothers. And when I say you hear a lot of men saying it, I'm saying specifically myself. I can remember, I'm going to tell you this. When I say toxic people don't understand they're toxic, I can remember in my 30s. In my 30s, man, in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm looking for a wife type. I'm looking for a solid woman. I'm attracted to this. This is what I want. This is what I desire. Brother, I can count at least on one full hand on the amount of wife type women that came into my life. I mean, straight wife type, straight women of virtue, that they will come in my life, man, and in a very short amount of time, man, whether it be a couple of weeks, whether it be a month or so, for some reason, man, I would just retract myself from that situation and go back to what I was familiar with. Go back to a woman that moved in a certain energy, that moved in a sour energy, a woman that was flirtatious in the streets, or a woman that kind of had certain energies about herself. And even though I could see this taking place, in my mind, I was still healthy. I was healed. You know what I'm saying? I was out here, man, destroying good women, all because I was jacked up. So a lot of what you brothers don't understand is, you hear a lot of women. I'll say this. A lot of it is just straight up toxicity. A lot of it is because of what a lot of people grew up seeing. What they saw. What they saw is pretty much what they're going to be unless they make some kind of internal changes, man. So a lot of you brothers that are saying, I don't understand why women aren't responding to me to a certain way. They aren't responding to that wholesomeness in you. Even though they know that's the best thing for them, even though as men, even though we meet these wholesome women, I mean, just flawless as far as energy wise, perfect wife. And we'll still go back and get the Respucias of the world. It's because there's something going on inside of us, man. Toxic people like toxic people. It all goes back to what a person sees. That's why you have to ask that question, man. Even in the military, anybody that's been in a combat situation, once you come out of that combat situation, man, and start preparing to go back, or you get back stateside and they get to doing the mental evals on you, they aren't going to really ask you. They aren't going to ask you, hey, how do you feel? Are you okay? Is your day good? They aren't going to ask you that. I'm going to tell you what they're going to ask you. They're going to say, what did you see over there? What kind of encounters did you have when you were in the sandbox? What took place? They want to see what you saw, because you can sit there and tell them anything, but what you experienced, they know that's what's going to be a part of your truth, man. So when you're entertaining these women, first off, man, I'm gonna tell you this: you want to know early in the game what she saw growing up, what she experienced, what her past relationships were like, without really asking that question. You want to know, man, because that toxicity is there. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, and this is why I kind of hesitated on even calling it toxicity. Because even in the perfect scenario, man, even if a 1% man meets a 1% woman, that dynamic to an extent has to be there where that woman is still going to be drawn to that other element. And that's why I hesitate to call it toxicity. And this is what a lot of you married brothers need to understand, right? If that element isn't present of the possibility of you being pulled away from that situation and being in another situation, if that element isn't there, your woman is going to quickly lose interest, get bored, dry up, whatever you want to call it. That element it has to be there, man. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that brothers need to be in these streets. I'm saying even if you're in a loving, committed, healthy relationship, you need to be in the position where the way you move, the way you conduct yourself. First off, there are a number of other women that are still desiring you. Any woman that has a man any woman that has a man that isn't desired by at least one other woman, man, she's not going to be in her right element. And I'm saying even healthy women. And I'm not saying there aren't exceptions to the rule, because there are a small percentage of women that can just move in this Mormon type, energy, this just pure, but I'm talking about the majority of women. I'm talking about the majority of your good women. Like she's a good woman. She's wife type. She's fine, she's sexy, she's hot in the streets, but she's chose you and she's committed to you. She's faithful to you. That woman has to know that other women desire you. That woman has to know that if you stepping out, I'm gonna tell you like this. If a woman isn't being kept on her toes about you, she's gonna lose interest, brother. Meaning when you say, babe, I'm finna go to the grocery store, and you throwing your sweats in your t-shirt, you got a couple of sprays of cologne on just because you are who you are. You got the chain on, you got the fitted slam down. If she ain't looking like, okay, I got to be careful because Bay looking good. I know when he go to Kroger's. I know when he go to Piggly Wiggly, one or two of them women gonna be checking him out. If she's not on her toes like that, brother, she's gonna be losing interest. So even in the perfect world, like the sister said, yeah, he was doing this, he was that, he was affectionate, money was right, da-da-da-da-da. There had to be an element where she wasn't being had to be aware of him at all times. I'm telling you, man, and I know a few women might disagree with this. A few women might disagree with this, man. But I'm telling you from experience, man, and it took me a while to really understand that dynamic. I've had women in my life. I'll say this, man. I've been dating women. Say, for example, if I meet a woman and we date for a short amount of time, and we start talking, we chat, we might go grab a bite to eat, and I'm feeling her, and she's feeling me, and the whole time her energy is like, yeah, we need to be together, or this, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm feeling her, but I still got that resistance because I'm like, you know what, like I have options, so before I commit to somebody, I want to make sure this is who I want to be with, and they can feel that energy. And that energy just keeps, makes them keep coming and, hey, let's hang out. And what do you want to do this? And as soon, I'm gonna say this is my life experience. There's been times where I say, you know what? Okay, I'm really feeling her. And I see what's out there. Boom, let me turn and start focusing on her. Let her know that I'm feeling her. The moment I did that, brother, I've had some women say, you know what? I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It's the weirdest thing. And I'm talking about a number of years ago. But once they felt that transition of like, you know what? Okay, he's really feeling me. And I consider that a toxic trait. But as soon as I've shown interest, they were like, you know what? Okay, yeah, I want to go do something else. I've even been in longer situations where it's been like, hey, you know what? Let's over time, let's consider marriage and da. No, I was talking about over a span of time. And as soon as I say, you know what? Yeah, this is how I'm feeling. Like, this is how we need to move. Let's make this right here happen. This is the game plan. And she was like, shoot, I'm out. And it took me a while to understand that, brother. A lot of men, you really just have to understand first off, you got to understand, and I don't want to just blame this on today's culture because, there's nothing new under the sun. You have to understand just the raw nature of man and female dynamic. Like there are certain things that good women and toxic women are going to always desire about a man. But if I'm honest with myself, it's not really a toxic trait. Really what it comes down to, this is what it comes down to, man. It comes down to men that have absolutely no issue with women, whether it's I'm in a dating field and I'm dating a number of women, or I'm in a healthy relationship and I'm married and this is my till death do me part situation. Men that have absolutely no issues with women are men that have a sense of selfishness, not a sense of disloyalty, not a sense of unfaithfulness, but a sense of selfishness. Meaning, at the end of the day, I love my wife, I love my family, this is my priority. But at the end of the day, it's about me and my mission. That's really what it comes all down to, man. And I'm saying that because any time in my life where I've been in that energy, women are never an issue. I don't care how broke I was. I don't care what the situation was. If I'm in that energy of like, you know what? Mission first. Brother, women, that's not even a thought of, man, why aren't women doing a certain thing? But the moment I came out of that energy and I was in this pursuit of women, how can I want to make you my, and I might, over periods of time in my life, I might have been in that energy for months at a time. And every single time I've been in that energy, women, I was repelling women. It had nothing to do with my money. There were points in time, man, where I had money and I was still in that, why aren't women entertaining? Why aren't, kind of like the brother I follow on Instagram, like, why aren't women why don't they like this kind of guy? I'm telling you, brothers, man, and I'm not saying that's a bad energy. Like a lot of brothers will sit there and talk bad about brothers that are what's that word they use? Hopeless romantics and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's bad, but what I'm saying is whatever you are, whatever energy you in, keep yourself first. Keep yourself first, man, because if you're in that energy, brother, I promise on everything I know. I don't care how attractive or unattractive the world says you are. I don't care if the world says, well, you don't make six figures and you don't do this. All that stuff is, all that stuff is secondary. When you're a man and you're moving and your mission is first, I'm gonna tell you, brother, women coming into your life and women staying in your life will never be an issue. Will never be an issue.